G'day legends and welcome back to another episode of That Slot Car Guy News for a Tuesday. We have got plenty to get through, so let's get stuck into news for a Tuesday, brought to you by Pendle Slot Racing. So before we dive headfirst into news for a Tuesday, I do want to say a massive thank you to Pendle Slot Racing, who have stepped in to sponsor the news segment of our channel. So thank you very much to those legends. You will see some stuff from them from time to time, maybe some discount codes, maybe some goodies. We will see some of their kits as well, but they are sponsoring the news segment of our channel. So I do want to thank them for jumping on board. And while I've got the opportunity, I do want to thank Slot Mods. They did look after us for the last 2 months. Of course, they are extremely busy and the news channel isn't their main focus, but I do really appreciate their continued support through the last 2 months. And of course, please still show them support moving forward. But that's enough of the thank yous. Let's get stuck into some car news for a Tuesday. So let's kick off the car news with Carrera, and they are showing an absolutely epic picture by the social media team of their beautiful McLaren in the gold and black. Now, I do have a McLaren from Carrera in my collection. Really, really cool looking car, and I'm a big fan of their mold. So if you are a Carrera fan, if you are a McLaren fan, this one might be for you. Let me know in the comments, are you going to get this one? I think this one is a must for me. I love the livery, but here we have a McLaren by Carrera. So next we have Scalatrix showing off one of their World Championship car series. This is a special series with a special base. It is the WRX Subaru. Big fan of this. I'm a huge JDM fan. I love the WRX four-wheel drive, and it's also four-wheel drive in the slot car world. Should perform really well. I didn't get a chance to drive it, but it did look really good. This is on my hit list. Let me know, are you looking forward to this? I'm a big fan of the rally cars and anything JDM, so I think this is going to be a hit by Scalatrix. Next we have Advanced Slot, and these legends never seem to disappoint with some weird and wonderful cars. And they do have another support vehicle coming out, and this is the VWLT35. Now these a prototype progress pick, so this is all the CAD work. Of course, we will then get a mold, and then hopefully we'll get a finished product. Big fan of the support vehicles. It is a category that I don't think we see enough of the cars. Yes, these are quite expensive, but the detail that goes into them are very, very good. So if you're into some weird and wonderful cars, a support vehicle, check out Advanced Slot. And of course, check out Staff Slot Cars UK, because sometimes they'll post some of these up with some beautiful looking rims. So keep an eye on both. Next up, we have Fly Slot showing off two incredible cars. The first one is the Hobby Classic Special Renault Turbo 5. This looks incredible. Loving the white deep dish rims. Looks like a really well finished car. But following that, we do have a very beautiful BMW M1, part of the Art series. Now, what makes this extra special, it does have a special edition collector's box, which I think they've done a really good job of how they display it. I like the way Fly shows these cars off. And also it comes with chrome rims. Both very good looking cars. The pick of the bunch out of these two, honestly for me, is the M1. I think it's got that little special touch to it. What's your favorite out of the two? Will you grab one of these? But there we go, two cars from Fly Slot that you can add to your collection. Next we have Sideways showing off their second livery for their Ford Capri Zaxspeeds. Really good to see some news from these legends. Of course, they've got some working cars for 2024. This is looking incredible. Out of the two liveries I have shown now, the Rothmans is the pick of the bunch for me. Good looking cars, they do perform well. There's a little bit of a learning edge to the Sideways cars. I do like them though. If you haven't got a Sideways to your collection, I do recommend you try them out, and this one might be the way to start. The Ford Capri Zaxspeed in the Rothmans livery. So let's kick off our slot car goodies with Hobby Classics. Now, this is very quick to the market. The Ford Puma by Scalatrix has only just been released, and Hobby Classics have now come out with a 3D printed chassis to suit that vehicle. It is a four-wheel driven vehicle. Now, they don't normally produce a chassis if they don't think it's going to add any performance. I haven't tried the Ford Puma by itself, so if you have, let me know in its stock form, but we do now have a 3D printed chassis by Hobby Classics for the newly released Ford Puma by Scalatrix. Next up, we have the legends from Magnetic Racing showing off some of their kits. Now, if you do want to add a drinking hole to your track, well, you might just want to add the barrel bar. I think it looks really cool. It's different. They do show a painted sample. But after you've had a drink at the barrel bar, you might be able to then move over to Rick's Grill. Yes, we have the drink and the food all in one. Both look really good, but my pick of the bunch is the Ferris wheel, which I believe is available now in 2 different configurations, with or without the motor. And I think there's a couple other options you can choose on it. Check out their website for full details. Ian from Magnetic Racing was on TrackFan TV's live on the weekend explaining it all. So please jump over and watch that live stream. Really good. Every Sunday, it's a must watch. But I think the Ferris wheel is now ready for your track. So next up, our good friends from Staff Slot Cars UK have shared some updates of their latest tool, the height adjustment tool. If you are wanting one of these for your slot box, good news is they're off to the laser printer. And I think the next step is into your shopping trolley, then delivered to your door. Now, I have used their tools, very good quality. If you do get one of these, please let me know how they go. But yeah, if you're wanting a height adjustment tool from Staff Slots, guess what? They're almost done. So next we have Overdrive with the Tyre True. Now, if you haven't seen one of my latest videos, I did do a review on this beautiful piece of kit. Now, it is very well made. It is German made. It is a Tyre True. It does what it says on the box. And if you want one in Australia or New Zealand, of course, Show Us Your Slots are the distributor for Australia and New Zealand. If you want them anywhere else, please check out your local or make contact with them to see if they can get one. It does what it says on the box. I will need to spend some more time to give a final thought on it, but the setup and the ease of use so far, very, very simple. So check out the Tyre True by Overdrive. So what's happening in the world of slot cars? Well, the Revo Slot Australian Championships was done and dusted on the weekend. It was hosted at Show Us Your Slots. Now, this was an official Revo Slot event, so hat off to Show Us Your Slots, and thank you to everyone who did participate. And I will put some photos up of some of the winners and some of the cars. This is big news for Australia because we have had some big events over the last year or two. We do need to continue this momentum. We need to get more of the brands down under, just so they know that we are serious when it comes to slot car racing. And a little bit of a hint, you may see me back on the Australian scene next year, but watch this space for a proper announcement. So hopefully I can make it to some of these events. Again, congratulations to Show Us Your Slots and everyone involved. Please get behind these events and support them because this is big news for Australia. So that's a wrap on today's episode of That Slot Car Guy News for a Tuesday. I do want to give Pendle Slot Racing a massive warm welcome to the channel and a very big thank you to them for jumping on board and sponsoring the news segment of our channel. And I do want to thank you at home. Without your support, companies, brands like Pendle Slot Racing would not even consider thinking about sponsoring our channel to try and grow the hobby and of course move it forward in the right direction. And whilst I'm here, I do want to say a massive thank you to Slot Mods who did support our channel for some time. I do appreciate the support. They are very, very busy, but I do honestly appreciate the support they showed us for the last couple of months. But what does the Pendle Slot Racing sponsorship mean for you at home? Well, behind the scenes, I will try and work with them on some discount codes to give to you at home to, of course, save the bottom line in your pocket. And it will continue to support Pendle as well. And moving forward, if you don't know, Pendle Slot do make their own kits, just like this F2 stock car, which I did build on the channel. Hopefully we get some behind the scenes of some of their new kits. Maybe you can give me some advice, information, or recommendations of what kits you may want to see in the future. And yes, they do supply a lot of slot car goodies, so we may get some hopefully exclusive pics, behind the scene pics, who knows, of some slot car goodies in the future. But thank you very much for Pendle Slot for jumping on board. You will see a change of closing moving forward, and in the very, very near future, you will see a change of scenery. I will touch on that on a video in the near future. But as always, at That Slot Car Guy on Instagram and YouTube. If this is the kind of content you like, please consider subscribing. It does help out the channel. Don't forget, we've got the big American race in August. I am flying to America, August the 9th. It's going to be a massive race that I will most definitely lose. But be safe, take care, support your local. Bye.